Hi everyone. Um, this is another video, a little bit different this time. I'm showing you a screen share. Um, First of all, I want to say really thank you for all the comments that I got on my last video of some of the work that I've done. Thank you so much for that. It's been very helpful, actually. Like, I got some comments. Was it Anna, Sonia, Mark? A number of people reached out and they said, can you please go into a little bit more about what this is used for and what was the logic and the thinking behind it? And I say thank you very much for that. I will. So this is what I'm making this video for in response to that. So last time I showed a little mold that I had made for a part, and that part is really a replacement of this part. So as you can see here, I'll explain a little bit. These are some of the wooden propellers that I had made. And this is some of the stock wood that I had used to make these wooden propellers inside the CNC machine. I believe I have another picture. And then what I was trying to replace, I was trying to replace this part because this part was really quite heavy. Hi, Eduardo. Hi, Rohila. So this part was really quite heavy for me, and I wanted to reduce the weight. So the logic behind it was, okay, this is made out of steel, 4340 steel, hardened. So I was like, I'm not gonna, I'll find another way and I'll change the propeller design. I also had a problem with the propeller design because these holes, they would rip out. I'll show a little bit more about that. So this is machining the propellers on the CNC machine. So this is the block of wood, my CNC machine, and machining it out to make the propellers. And then here's how I tested. I was just doing a quick test on the propeller. So I put it on hey, Eduardo, buddy, how are you doing? I put it on a, what is it called? A press, and I converted the press to a tension press. So I was to see when the wood would crack at the joints. And that's when it cracked. It cracked at about 500 kilos or something like that, which was not enough because these propellers are spinning so fast that this wood cracked. So that was not a good design. So I changed the design to go to the previous design. And this is kind of another picture showing like the wooden propeller and how it would attach to the hub. This is the hub. Again, an old design. This is the other hub, and this is the engine in the background, and this is a prototype in the background here. And this is just going into explaining a little bit about how these propellers were made. So as you can see, it's just a pretty thick piece of steel, and I just machined them a little bit at a time. This is like a 50 millimeter end mill, or like a face mill, or yeah, 50 millimeter mill. So it's pretty big. And this is the process as going through it. You know, this is the next step, and I machined all this myself. I wrote all the G code, and I was learning from scratch. So I made a lot of mistakes, and like this is awesome because there's a lot of learnings that I learned from this. It was very expensive, and I'll make another video about all the mistakes that I've made, or maybe just I can cover some of them here. Really, some of the mistakes that I've made were like, I went the most expensive route you could possibly go. So it was really, really painful. The most expensive, the most time consuming, because I was so concerned about learning as opposed to producing a result. And that was really one of the biggest mistakes, not the outcome. And moving along, this is how it slowly and gradually started to look towards the end. Still had some holes missing and stuff again. And this is what it looked like at the end after all the machining. A little bit of polishing that needs to be done. And yeah, so what happened was I wasn't satisfied with this because, as you can see, it's about 2 kilograms. So I really wasn't satisfied with this at all. So excuse the dirt on the, the thing, that's welder splatter, because I was using my welder too close to that, or I think it's resin or something like that, whatever it is. And it was 2 kilograms. So I wasn't really happy with this. This was designed by an aerospace engineer, very capable. And so I was like, no, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to change the design. And I also had a fault, like explained earlier, with the propellers coming off and breaking off. So this design completely changed. Hey, how are you, man? Yeah, so anyways, this design completely changed. And that was in my previous video, that design was the follow-up on this. And then I didn't stick with that design. I'll go into another video about that. So, and this is another huge mistake. It was awesome because it was like a fantastic, no, I did it all myself. Eduardo was asking, did you do it all yourself or did you outsource any of it? No, I did it all myself. I did all the CNC programming. I have the machine. The only thing that I did not do myself was the design. The design and the FEA, which is the finite element analysis, to see how strong it is, that I did not do myself. I had an aerospace engineer do that for me. But all the G code and stuff that I did that all myself. So thanks for asking that question, for sure. I'll explain a little bit about this. This is a 4th axis. So you can see that the CNC machine is here, and this table moves back and forth and right and left, and this spindle moves up and down. And the 4th axis, what this does, thank you, buddy. Yeah, Eduardo is saying impressive, thank you. And what the 4th axis, what this does is it rotates to allow me to get some of the grooves that were in here, so that the wooden propellers would sit in here well. And it was really for me, it was an excuse to use the 4th axis, but it really also, it was the only way that I could do it other than putting it on a lathe, which I didn't really want to put it on a lathe, because it's just, it would not be very easy to machine because it would be interrupted machining. Yeah, so unfortunately, I'm not able to show you, to talk more about the last part, but I'm kind of, because I'm not at home and I don't have that part in front of me, so I'm just using kind of pictures in front of me here in front of the computer. And once I'm home, like tomorrow or something like that, tomorrow, I'll post about the comments that I got for requests for answers for the last part. Yeah, and that's it. That's it for me. I want to say thank you so much, everybody, thanks Eduardo, Amr, Rohila, everybody, for the comments and joining, and I'll keep you guys updated soon. So cheers, fellas. All right, bye-bye for now.